My name is Daniel Thiriez and I'm a brewer from northern France. And I was born in Lille, which is the main city north of Paris. And my brewery is about half an hour from Lille, very close to the Belgium border. The town is named Esquelbecq, so it's sort of Flemish name because we are so close. It's what we call French Flanders. Esquelbecq is, I would say, a village or small town. It's very, very nice, very beautiful. We have a very old church, a small river crossing the town, but especially there is a very long brewing tradition in this area. In my village in Esquelbecq, in the past, there were 5 breweries brewing at the same time. But this is a long time ago, between the 2 world wars. But it means the people, northern French people, same as Belgian people, they really, we say they have beer in the blood. I mean, it's our culture, I would say. Of course, France is known as a wine country, but northern France, the part I live, or also eastern France, close to Germany. So this part, I have a strong and very old beer culture. Unfortunately, during several decades, the big breweries, I would say, killed most of the small farmhouse ales. But I started my brewery in exactly 18 years ago, in 1996. I was sure that it's a sort of a revival was about to coming, and my brewery is one of the first French craft brewery. So it's inspired by the local bière de garde and also by the Belgium saison, I would say. The brewery is located in an old farm and farmhouse brewery. So the building where I live used to be a brewery till 1945. So it was one of the 5 breweries of the village. So it's sort of old building, and it's just in the village, really. When I arrived 20 years ago, there was nothing left, or very, very little left from the old brewery. So I started with a new brewing equipment, very, very small at the beginning. It was 6 hectoliters. And now I have a bigger brewing equipment, so I built a new wooden building, because the old one was too small. And I have a 20 hectoliters brewing system. Which is stainless steel, which is modern. It's good for the style of beers and control the quality of the beers I make. Of course, as most of the breweries, it's too small again. So next year we will add a storage building. So it's growing, but I try to control, growing slowly. It's still a very craft, independent and small brewery, and I want to keep it like this. So I have a tap room, a cafe, with a lot of old ads from breweries or equipment from the past, old wooden tables and chairs, what we call estaminet in northern France, so this sort of old-style cafe. I think people feel very comfortable in this ambience, so people can sample my beers. I started at the beginning with only one beer. It's called in France Blonde d'Esquelbecq, and here in the States it's the name is slightly changed. It's Thiriez Blonde. It's a very simple beer, so it's sort of compromise between, as I say, the bière de garde and saison. I mean, it's not so malty, it's more hoppy than the bière de garde. Before I started the brewery, I selected a yeast strain from Belgium, which is saison style. Yeah, I would say it's a saison. It's a 6.5 alcohol. It's only 2 hops, no spice at all. So it's very simple beer. It's very drinkable, very balanced. For me, it's very, very important for us. And still, 18 years later, it's the main sale of the brewery. So a few years later, I had a collaboration with an English brewer named John Davidson. We created a beer sort of mix between the Saison style and the English bitter. It's a lower alcohol, it's 4.5. It's called Étoile du Nord in France, meaning North Star, but in the US it's called Extra. This beer in France was sort of revolution because it's very hoppy. It's very hoppy with English hops called Brown Cross, which is really traditional English hops, but it's slightly fruity, like grapefruit, lemon taste. We heavily hopped and dry hopped the beer. So it's rather bitter. At least 15 years ago, it was considered as very bitter. It's a beer you can drink all night. I mean, it's low alcohol, very tasty, a nice bitterness, but not extreme. So I think it's my favorite beer. But then, of course, I brewed all different sorts. I have two amber, sort of dark beers called Ambré and Rouge Flamande. I have a beer called La Maline, which is sort of porter. And also, 2 years ago, I brewed with Just a King Brewery from Texas. And we brewed together their table beer called Petit Prince. And now this beer is Petite Princesse in France. So it's the same recipe, but brewed. And I just had to change the name. And so it's 2.9 with heavy dry hopping with Saz. So very hoppy and very low alcohol. So again, it's a surprise in my country because this kind of low alcohol beer almost disappeared. I mean, don't exist, or very, very few. And I'm glad because it's getting successful, and now I brew it all year long. Really so close to the Belgian border. It's about 1.5 hours from Brussels, 1 hour from Bruges. And also we have a big house. We have two guest rooms. So sometimes we have visitors who are able to stay overnight and, you know, have dinner. You know, it's a nice area with nice estaminet, as I explained. So yeah, come and visit us.